Just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days. We'll probably have a signing maybe in Europe, and it's a great thing. Stock market's up 1,000 points. That means they like the deal. See, that means they like. If the market goes down, that means they don't like the deal. But it's been up. Oil's dropped. Oil will start coming down to, I think, even lower than it was before. I said I was in Iowa. It was $1.85 a gallon. And I don't know if I'm going to get there, but we're going to get pretty close. It's going to come down, and when oil comes down, everything else comes down. And most importantly, we have a deal that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, which was the whole purpose of what we had to go through to get this. So it was a big, very big thing. But we have a signing soon, and the documents are in pretty final shape. So we'll see. We'll see. Very good. Should be done. That should be done pretty quickly. They want it every bit as much as everybody else wants it. And I think a lot of good relationships can ensue from this. I just spoke with the leaders of many of the countries that were mentioned in the release. I just spoke to Bibi. I spoke to the head of great heads of nations, Qatar, UAE, and, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, and others. And we're going to be talking to Turkey. President Erdogan is great. And it's really a wonderful thing with a lot of spirit. Pakistan was fantastic. The Prime Minister and the, I call him the general. He's a general. He's a great general. He's so great that he's actually a field marshal, a step above. And they're all very happy. The Strait will officially open as soon as we sign, which could be soon, very soon, maybe over the weekend, in Europe. I won't be able to be there, but JD will be there, Vice President, and some of the people.
Is Iran committed to not pursuing a nuclear weapon, or will there be more negotiations on that down the line?
They will not have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that. There will be no, which is the whole reason, which is a big part of the reason.
Is that going to be in your agreement, sir?
They will not only not have, they will not purchase, develop in any way, any shape, in any way, shape, or form a nuclear weapon. They will not have a nuclear weapon.
Mr. President, just to follow up on that, you have said before that Iran and the United States were close to a deal. It has not happened yet. Why are you so convinced that this time is different?
Because they've taken a pounding. They've taken a pounding like very few people could take, and they want to make the deal a lot more than I do. And we could have had it done the other way, I guess, but it would have taken longer. They got hit very hard recently, as you know. And I don't like to have to do things that way, but I felt it was necessary. It's a great deal for the United States and for the Middle East, and I think ultimately great for Iran because they'll be able to build up their country and other country. I really believe it's a regime change because I find these people to be much more rational than the people that are no longer with us. We knocked out the first team of leadership, the second team of leadership. This is a different group. This is a different level, and I think it's frankly a smarter level, and it's a level that has reason. And they've all approved the deal. Everybody's approved the deal. Now we'll get it finished up, and hopefully that'll be done. We will not have Iran having a nuclear weapon, which is very important to these people behind me. We can talk about fishing. There won't be anybody to fish. The fish will still be around, I guess. They're probably going to be affected too. We're not going to let it happen. So Iran will essentially, most important paragraph to me, Iran will in no way, shape, or form have a nuclear weapon or purchase a nuclear weapon.
But is this just a concept of that agreement when it comes to nuclear? You said this was just a concept of that agreement. So is this just essentially setting the stage for deeper talks on nuclear?
It's a very strong memorandum of understanding. That is a little conceptual, but it's something that's going to get done. And if it doesn't get done for any reason, which I can't imagine that not happening, they want to sign it as much as I do or more. I would say they want to sign it more, maybe a lot more. But it's a very detailed memorandum of understanding, also agreed to by many other countries that have great influence over them, and everybody wants it done. So it's going to get done.
Donald Trump threatened Iran today that if they don't make a deal by tonight, he will conduct another round of strikes, and then immediately went full taco. Now today, Donald Trump warned Iran that if they do not make a deal by today, he will conduct another round of strikes inside Iran. And a few hours later, immediately backed off of that, saying, based on the fact that discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have brought the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved, I have canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening. And then he goes on to list a bunch of countries that have also agreed to this. This is the same thing that he has been saying month after month after month, and he is being rightfully ridiculed by both the left and the right and independent media. Even other countries in the Middle East are coming saying out, we know nothing about this. Donald Trump has made the same posture, the same threat, and then the same cowardice over and over again. You know what the wild part is? The oil markets believe him. Their oil prices are actually dropping over this news, which is ridiculous at this point, but it is taco night in America.
Great question. When I spoke with the president, I asked him what happens if the Iranians don't sign the deal, and he said, we'll bomb the S out of them tomorrow night. So the president is leaving the military option on the table because he understands that the bombing campaign the past 48 hours was a shaping operation. They were going after the air defense systems that remain inside of Iran and the radar sites that the Iranians try to use to identify foreign aircraft over their territory. The reality now is the United States controls the skies of Iran, and the Iranians can do very little when these strikes take place.
Breaking news as Trump has called off U.S. airstrikes against Iran for tonight. It's Taco Thursday, guys. Trump always chickens out. He has done it again. But this comes as Iranian state media said that Iran has added Elon Musk companies to their target lists and that they would strike his companies in the Middle East should the United States move forward with these strikes. And this got Trump to back down. It worked for them, and they said they would even target Starlink ground sites within the region, something that is crucially needed right now for the United States to conduct operations. So merely a matter of several hours after Trump said they were going to hit Iran very hard tonight, he has called it off after this threat from Iran. And I thought this military in Iran was completely decimated, obliterated. It was also just this morning that Trump said that all of Iran's air defenses, missile capabilities, anti-aircraft capabilities, defensive and offensive capabilities were gone. So then why is he backing down to this threat?
Hello guys, welcome to my channel Trending News, with innocent thanks you to all my amazing subscribers. Breaking news coming out of the Middle East. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States and Iran are close to finalizing an important agreement, just hours after planned American military strikes against Iran were reportedly called off. According to Trump, negotiators have reached significant progress, and documents related to a potential agreement are now in their final stages. However, Iranian officials have responded by saying that no final decision has yet been approved. So what exactly is happening? Why were the strikes canceled? And what could this mean for global peace, oil prices, and international relations? Let's break it all down. Section 1. What happened? Reports indicate that President Trump announced the cancellation of planned military action against Iran following what he described as a major diplomatic breakthrough. Trump stated that negotiators had prepared draft documents and that discussions were moving toward a possible signing ceremony in the coming days. The announcement came after weeks of rising tensions between Washington and Tehran, including military threats and concerns about security in the Strait of Hormuz. Section 2. What does the proposed deal include? Based on reports, discussions reportedly include white heavy checkmark preventing Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons, white heavy checkmark reopening and securing the Strait of Hormuz, white heavy checkmark future nuclear negotiations, white heavy checkmark regional security arrangements, white heavy checkmark possible easing of some restrictions if conditions are met. However, many details remain unclear, and negotiators are still discussing several sensitive issues. While Trump described the deal as nearly complete, Iranian officials have taken a more cautious position. State-linked Iranian media reported that no final agreement has yet been approved and that discussions are still ongoing. Iran says further review and approval processes are required before any official signing can occur. This means the situation remains fluid and could still change in the coming days. What do you think about this development? Do you believe the United States and Iran will successfully finalize a deal? Or do you think more challenges lie ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more breaking news and global updates.